What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Clash of Cosmos, episode 25. I'm going to start by saying, Dar, you can't just, before we start recording, start talking about Efrain Alvarez and expect
I
me
said
not to bring
Edson.
that up.
No, I said
Edson.
Edson
Oh,
Alvarez.
oh,
He's
okay.
going
I
to
thought you said
Fenerbahce.
Efrain. Oh,
I thought we
okay.
had more time before the intro started. My bad.
I was expecting something to happen, but
A
I'm taking
bombshell.
all credit for that
He
guy.
signed for Real Madrid.
Dude, I would believe it. Ever since I saw him at Disney on Ice here, he's been the greatest player ever. So I'm taking all credit. Anyways, episode 25. I'm Dylan alongside Mila and GF Andrew and Dari. Uh, plug. We please subscribe, follow, notification bells. We're at 57 subscribers on the road to 100. So please do us a solid and follow us here and follow all of Andrew's stuff. Let's jump into it. We bid farewell to a soldier. Um, Donald J. Mack, my one of my favorite players in I think Galaxy lore, and a goalkeeper that when you say you want your goalkeeper to be a little bit racist, you mean it in the way that J Mac was a little bit racist. Um, I have nothing but fond things to say about J Mac. I'm a little shocked at the move, but at the same time, I'm not, because I think it
No,
was
he hasn't been playing.
he hasn't been playing, and this has been building up, and he's way too good of a keeper to not be playing somewhere.
Yeah.
And our season's over outside of Leagues Cup, so he's not gonna play in anything meaningful, and he is a meaningful games player, and we saw it last year. So whoever wants to speak on J Mac Daddy's praises, please step up to the mic.
Yeah, really interesting. I feel like a big part of why he's leaving in the first place is we have JT Marcinkowski as well in goal. One of the big questions I had at the start of the season is why on earth we have three keepers. Why are we paying three salaries when salary cap, roster space is such a big issue for us? When you could think of having another defender in there, some help for Edwin Soria, whatever it may be, things that were big needs at the start of the season. You're looking at the goalkeeper position, and I feel like we were all a little bit confused, like what the hell is Kuntz cooking here? And unfortunately, there's a little bit of that same question now when we look at the return we get. A 2026 third round draft pick, and we're still paying most of JMAC's salary. So, in terms of salary cap, we don't get that much relief. Interesting move. I did like Dylan. I believe it was the theory that I believe Dylan put out there was that he might have requested a move, was looking to get off the bench, get some minutes in, which fair enough to him. But interesting situation. We're really not getting much for it. You could say we have a roster spot, but again, we're still paying all that money for him. So interesting. It's not, it was a good problem to have two top quality starting keepers in your roster. Let's say Mikovic gets hurt, God forbid, at some point throughout the season. It's going to be JT Marcinkowski, who's, been a little bit, not necessarily unproven because he has proven himself in this league, but just has been out of playing minutes. The most we've seen is him warming up, helping Mikovic get ready for games. So it'll be interesting to just throw him into the fire. Hopefully that's not the case. We won't need to see that, but uh, yeah, I mean, an interesting move. There's some other moves that I'm sure we're going to talk about also today. So
Yeah.
looking to see what this opens up and how Kuntz can cook with it.
Yeah, John McCarthy's contract ends at the end of the season, and so the reason that we're paying the rest of his salary is because we have nothing left to play for. If we had something to play for and there was a reason to not pay his salary, we probably would have done a salary dump to get in another player. But because there's nothing left, I think what are the percentages of us making the playoffs? It's like less than 1.
It's,
Less than one
it's
now.
not happening.
Yeah. So at this point, it's just, can you get a return for a player that probably wanted out? I mean, a true professional.
Yeah.
He was
He
a
didn't make a fuss.
no. And he honestly is one of the big reasons that we won a championship last year. I think we all had reservations to start the year, but towards the back end, he was one of the best keepers in the whole league. And he does that on a consistent basis, where if you get him into playoff positions, he can win you games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
thought it kind of like went to plan. I feel like it was like the plan was just to move him on after this year, given that it was going to be kind of between him and Mikovic to see who came out on top, and it's pretty clear that Mikovic has come out on top. I've been pretty happy with Mikovic, but I think what you guys were saying about the season being effectively over is the reason we let him go mid-season instead of at the end of the season. I don't think he was staying past this year under any circumstances, really. I think he knew it was time to move on too.
It sucks because I really like J-Mac. I have grown a fondness for him where I don't think I had it before, especially for a guy that was an LAFC, and he's an LAFC legend to a certain extent too. Like,
oh, definitely
an MLS Cup Finals MVP. It's a weird sentence to say out loud, but he's just I don't know. I have good vibes about him, even though I joke about him being a Trumpy and a bunch of other stuff, but he was good energy, and I think that he definitely helped in the progression of Mitrovic. And I think if we didn't have him last year, I don't think we won a title, and so I have nothing but the utmost respect for J-Mac, and I hope that he kills it over in New York. I can't remember their keeper's name, but he's pretty good. So
I thought it's Coronel, no?
You're right, and he's a good keeper too. So maybe he becomes their kind of penalty specialist because he's a penalty specialist. So maybe that's the whole reasoning that they went and got him. I don't know where J-Mac's from, so maybe that could be in there as well. We don't have a thing for it, but Johnny Perez also went today. The loan became official, and so that's always interesting. It's weird because I feel like Johnny Perez was the one that got away for me. I felt like he was always supposed to take over as that winger spot, and I thought we were going to see that growth, and then we got rid of him, which sucks. And then now it's permanent. So like Johnny Perez has been out of my mind for so long that I don't even know really how to feel about this other than the fact that we're getting a pretty good chunk of change. I think it's like 1.5.
Yeah, it is.
I can tell you right now this season, we probably could have used a Johnny Perez.
Yeah.
Yeah, kid's got talent, but building towards Andrew, you've been talking about this for multiple pods in a row now, I think, but building towards 26, 27, 1.5 goes a long way, especially with that's what these two salary moves are to me, is just we're clearing the books and we're trying to rebuild for next season. So unless somebody else has something more they want to say about Mr. Perez, I've got nothing.
Yeah, I think initially seeing these two moves, you think, oh, maybe something's happening, but it's probably just clearing up some space, preparing for next season. And I think it's good to start preparing this early too. Just give us the most time possible to kind of prepare to come back as a real team next year. I mean, he was a good player, but it's hard I feel like it's really almost impossible for wingers to develop into starters in the LA team. You've never really seen it. I mean, there's been like countless players that you thought are going to be like the next big thing. They just fizzle out, or they end up having decent MLS careers sometimes, but it's just tough to go up as a winger in the system, it feels like.
I mean, especially with our two of our three DPs being wingers, I think it's really hard to squeeze in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking forward to next season though.
Yeah. I think he'll have a good career in the league. He's a solid player.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think last note I'd like to throw on there is that we do have, I don't think I saw how much the sell-on clause was, but there is a sell-on clause. So let's say he does make a move in the future, we'll see a kicker back from that as well. And that's been, pretty successful for the Galaxy in recent years. So that's another plus from it. Good move all around.
Yeah. You're in a bad position when you're a seller and not a buyer at a deadline. And we're selling. This is American sports, baby. If you don't get it, you've never been here before where your team's in the shitter. But we only start our podcast negative. There's no way to start a podcast positive for us. We just don't do that, especially not in this season. But now we get to talk about some positivity. We're calling this episode hell freezing over a bit because what the fuck? This team can't seem to buy a win. We matched our win total in this competition with the number of wins that we have in the league.
That's a crazy stat.
So
it seems like they lost the first 10 games and we're like, all right, let's focus on Leagues Cup.
Put all the eggs in one basket, and we've literally taken all the eggs out of the other basket.
Yeah,
and cracked them all, stepped on all of them. Yeah.
Me and Dari have just had the worst year as soccer fans. Going from United, where everything was in one tournament basket, going into the Galaxy doing the exact same fucking thing is ludicrous.
Oh, and we were so excited. We were like, oh, can't wait for this Prem season to be over. We can watch the Galaxy.
just
No.
pain and
No.
regression. Let's just jump into the match itself, and then we can kind of explore what this means for this side and what it means for this team. But you guys said it in the text, right? That was the best half of football we've played all year.
For
That
sure.
first
By
half.
a fucking mile. By a fucking mile.
I continue to be impressed with the level of physicality from Fagundes. I think that he was kind of my unsung hero from last night's game. Like, I don't at his size and his stature, like that's not the position that he normally plays. And I know that that's the role that he plays, is the great and energy, but it's usually from a attacking standpoint. Like, he was involved. I'd love to see his duels number, but he was all over the pitch last night.
He was active, but the issue for it with me was he kind of looked like a chicken without a head at times, just diving into tackles left and right. But I think I'm more praising him for the reverse. Some of his passing yesterday on the
his
offensive
passing
side of
was
the ball was great. I just think it's interesting that we have completely opposite views on his game yesterday.
I just think that when you play, and I think there's a reason why we played so well in this tournament, when you play these Liga MX sides, I think you have to match them for their physicality. I don't think it has to do as much with the technical skill, because I don't think that the league is at the same level technically as it is with MLS. And so as long as you can match the physicality, I think like what you're saying, like the technical skill of a guy like Fagundes will just show up. Like, I think I texted in the thread, like, why do we play these Liga MX sides? And then they just allow us to have space in behind. Like, we haven't played with space in behind in the league once this season, because everyone knows like that's what we want. And then in the 3 games here, or the 4 games here, every single team has given us space in behind. And so I don't, maybe that's just the reason. Maybe these teams just don't do their homework, but that seems weird to me to think that, because they're pros. And I'd hope they do their homework.
Yeah, interesting. I feel like I agree a lot with Dylan on his assessment of Fagundes. Just brought a ton of fire. I feel like the big moment for me was every time someone stepped to Marco Royce, or really anybody on the pitch, he was just immediately there, all up in the faces of Pachuca players. And I love to see that. There was this moment, I'm pretty sure, after the Royce incident, where he just goes like this, talking to his teammates, telling everybody to get stuck in, and to bring that fire, that aggressiveness to the game. And what Dylan said was spot on. They brought just that energy, that aggression from the very first minute. And that's not something we've seen a lot. This is a team who, when your opponents bring the game to them, they get in their faces, they start putting in these tough tackles. They've struggled historically. They haven't really been able to rise to that level, to rise to the challenge, just to rise to the demands of a game. But I feel like they were absolutely able to. They brought the game to Pachuca this time around. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with Fagundes, just his leadership. He's just constantly barking at everybody to get stuck in, to bring that fire a little bit. We saw it from Marco Royce as well, how he'd sort of throw some shoves, some elbows back at the Pachuca players who were really trying to get under him. But it was just a cohesive effort. Emiro Garces, same exact thing. And, he's such a dog, he was unleashed a lot of times last night. So when you have that energy throughout the team from the very first minute, it's what I feel like we've been begging for all season. So to see what this Galaxy team looks like with some fire under their belly, with something to actually play for, it was so refreshing. Like we've said it, the league, it's been a lost cause forever. And when you see the way the Galaxy have played in the league, that's what you look at on the pitch. It's just no fight, no fire, just rolling over when things get tough. But when the going got tough in this game, the Galaxy were there. They rose to the challenge, and we saw the result. We got the result that we got. Really, really good stuff. I feel like everybody had a really great performance. Really impressed with Gabriel Peck. I felt like he won a ton of balls in his own half, coming back to stop Pachuca's attacks. Edwin Cerrillo, I thought, was brilliant, just all over the pitch as well, doing really, really good as almost like a fifth center back, then also popping up in the attacking third, especially in that first half. Really, really contributing to our build-up, just helping us keep momentum. Pretty sure he's involved in the second goal. He provides that hockey, like a pre-assist that long ball in behind to Paintsel, but he was just on it all night. Really, really good. And Zonka as well. He's not someone we talk about in a positive light, but he's been good in League's Cup. I feel like I talked about it yesterday in our little text thread. I find myself saying less and less often, "Whoa, Zonka had a blender," and I find myself saying, "Zonka, that's a good defensive play from Zonka," which at first was definitely surprising, but it's been a couple of games now where he's surprised us with some good play. So hopefully that's a good omen for him, that he's starting to deliver a little bit, which is what we need in these big games, especially without Maya Yoshida. So just super, super impressed with the performance from everybody as a team. Just a lot of tenacity, a lot of grit, and not giving up. Just really, really loved it.
Yeah, no, an all around great performance. I think your points on Zonka in particular were great. This I can't say the name. I'm sorry. Someone say it for me so I can
Pachuca?
mimic it. Pachuca, thank you. Sorry. I read it and I can't say it. I'm so white. I
You're the
apologize.
whitest guy of all time.
I am. Pachuca is not
There
a
we
team
go.
to be sniffed at. This is a team that's first in Liga MX. Like I don't, and the fact that I'm saying Liga MX is pretty impressive too. I've struggled a lot with that, so thanks. So it's something to be scoffed at. I just don't know where this comes from. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel, I think.
I think it's also with
There's
these
a reason.
teams,
Yeah.
like they're not putting everything into these tournaments. Maybe I don't know. It feels I don't want to like keep like using their excuse of like the away, but I'm
Yeah.
sure it plays a part.
Mm-hmm.
But
They
I
were
mean, we
in
played them
last.
off the pitch. Yeah, we played them off the pitch too. Like, and we're trash.
I know that there's nothing in the league left, but we're still putting out the same lineups, and I'm still seeing
Yeah,
the
but
same team.
I don't think they have any pride left in the league.
They gotta have
Yeah.
some pride.
They have pride. They
Because
don't
they're
want to get locked out the
professionals.
park like the game that we lost by 7. But like, I don't
I
think they
feel like
have
it's
the
more.
pride to go out there and fight for something that is not going to matter in the end. What? Are we going to get relegated? No, we're not.
Yeah.
We're not going to get fucking relegated. So who cares?
I
And
don't
we
know.
can go win it next year. Like we could just relax, lose, and go win it next year. Like that's the argument in the MLS and the pro relegation argument is that we don't have to try if we are having a bad season. We can take the season off. We just won one. Added a star, take a break, revamp, and then add another star the next year. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think if this was a different league, then I'd understand what you're saying and that they have something to play for, but they really don't.
I just think most of these guys, if the only thing they have to play for is their jobs, like a lot of guys are on 1 year left contracts, like it ends
Some
in
of these
December. Like you're
guys.
playing for, you got to play for
Do
something.
you?
But
Yeah, but do
the
you not
core
think
is
some of
staying the
these
same.
guys? Exactly. Do you not think some of these guys already know that they're out at the end of the season?
That's what I'm thinking too.
I
Especially
doubt
the
The
it.
way this league is
professional ones, the
structured.
professional ones are going to be still playing to that level. Some of them are going to drop off because they know they're leaving.
I don't
But I
know.
feel like
To be honest with you,
we have like I feel like we're doing business early. We have a set vision. I think some of these guys know that they're not staying past this season.
I guess that's a tough part for me because we're just removed from winning it all. And I look at this team and I think, like, looking back on it with hindsight, like I keep looking at it. I'm like, did we ever take this year for real? Like, did we just kind of phone it in from the beginning? And like
Maybe.
that doesn't go to the idea that people thought they were leaving, because you wouldn't phone in a
I don't.
season if you thought you were
Yeah,
out
no,
to
I don't think
core.
we phoned it in from the beginning. I don't think Yoshida takes a pay cut to stay here if we're gonna phone it in.
Yeah.
I think he
For
just
sure.
leaves, and we say
Yeah.
thank you, and he goes. But like, we clearly did not have no ambition this season. I think it just
Yeah.
went so poorly, so quickly, that we decided to chalk it up, and thank you very much. We'll be okay. We'll just roll over and cry for the rest of the season, but it'll be okay. We'll come back.
Yeah, I think after like game 14, 15, they were like, it's not happening.
Because we had hope still. For at times, there were multiple
Yeah.
times we're on the pod. We're saying, okay, we can get a good these fucking points. We can get 5 points out of the next 8. Then we'll whatever. And it didn't happen multiple times, and we kept trying to hope for it. So I think it's come to the point where if we're not talking about it anymore, they're probably not talking about it anymore, and it's just That's where the
Yeah.
switch comes on. We can give 120% in Leagues Cup because we're only giving 80% in the league.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. It's going to be a very interesting podcast once the Leagues Cup ends. That's what I'll say, because there's
Yeah.
not a whole lot to
Just
speak on
smoking
a week to
camera.
week.
Not saying
Yeah,
anything.
low key, it might have to be. Is Ricky back yet? Smoking a cig. It's just the whole it's like chain smoking. Just start picking up a bad
A
habit.
live timer that ends once Ricky comes back.
Okay, well let's end on positivity before I get down on this team again at some point. Mila, you know what time it is. You know what time it is, man.
Let's do it.
You know.
It's Super Marco time.
That's right. Wow.
It's so good.
That is amazing.
Is this just the start of Mila's Marco glazing session?
Yes.
No, I mean I don't have anything else to say about this guy. He just keeps doing it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I guess
keep regurgitating the same words about him. He's super fucking Marco Royce. This
Do
is
we
just what
have
he
him for
does.
next season too, confirmed, or is his contract expiring?
That's a great question. That'd be like a
1.5 year deal.
26.
no, like a 14-month deal.
Till 26.
Yeah.
He's here till
Okay.
26.
Okay.
So we have him until next
Wait,
season.
summer
which is
though, or like
December. So we have him for a full
20
another year.
Okay, nice. Yeah, he's sick. Also, in just him being involved in it, we scored a set piece play, like a
Yeah,
tactical,
That was so sick.
Yeah.
training ground tactic.
Corner taken
Granted, it was
quickly.
an own goal.
Exactly what I
No,
thought.
but
we
if
clearly
they
had
didn't,
a plan. Peck pulls out to like confuse them. Royce
Yeah.
is there, and then if that guy doesn't get there, Garcia's in the back post ready.
that's
to
what I'm
tap that
saying.
in.
We would have scored that if
So,
he didn't put that in his
Yeah,
own net.
that was super exciting to see, and made me happy.
I just love how much he loves being a Galaxy player. Like I think
Yeah.
at first I was a little
Yeah.
like I don't know if he's really all about it. It feels like he's all about it now. And I feel like it took
It
just
looks like he enjoys playing again.
yeah. I
That
think
could
he's
be,
healthy,
that
right?
he's
Like
fit again,
is
yeah.
that it?
He just
He
enjoys
looks
his footy.
Yeah, he's the man. I think you're right. We could glaze him and say the same things that we've been saying, but
I think this picture says it all.
this is a culmination of all of the glazing that we could do together.
Mhm.
This podcast is half
also,
ChatGPT, so
going back to what Andrew was saying about the fire of everyone, I don't think that was ever in doubt. Even just looking at the ratings, that fire is an intangible. They're not going to put it in the ratings, but I think a lot of our guys had that yesterday, even though they on the field performance wasn't 100%.
Yeah, we just seemed up for it yesterday in like ways that
but
we haven't
Royce was definitely one of those guys. He's been one of those guys this season, and I think we've seen a little bit more of an attitude from him. Not in a bad way though, in a good way.
been. Yeah, he was carrying that energy.
Yeah,
Setting the
He's
expectation,
done
I
that
feel like,
multiple
is a
times
good way
this
to put it.
season. Like, I am Marco Royce. Like, don't fuck with me.
Mhm.
And then I really like that our younger guys are taking that too. Like, don't fucking touch him. That's Marco Royce.
Yeah.
Like Garces did
that's
it.
Unk.
You were talking about it. Fagundes did it. Like, don't touch him. He's the talisman. This is our guy. And you can't just be bullying him on the pitch or there's going to be repercussions. And I love that. I think that's a great mentality to have towards this guy.
Very similar to how the team reacted to, Ricky last year, most foul player in the league last year. Same exact dynamic from everybody behind him, just immediately getting up in the opponent's faces. You just love to see it. Another thing I really liked is seeing this frustration from Marcos, but I feel like it's positive. Whenever, Painso, Peck, Nasi, anyone behind them, like, doesn't get the return pass right, or they mess up a play from one of his passes, you see him react, you see him get frustrated. And I feel like that's not like, oh my God, you're so ass. It's more,
No,
you're a lot better than this. And
Yes.
it just comes to setting that standard. I feel like he really has raised the standard on the pitch ever since he's been back. And he just feels like such a leader now. And we talk about players like, Fagundes, like Yoshida, who your more traditional leaders. Marco Royce is typically more like, you see him, you think he's more of a mellow guy, kind of just laid back, just a chill dude. Your dog with your crew neck and your jeans, whatever it is. But he's again, he's just bringing that fire. He just seems like so much more on it. And to Dylan's point, I feel like it's just he's loving the challenge now, and he's loving being a big part of it, just feeling so involved. So loving this version of Marco, and long live Super Royce.
Yeah. Maybe it's a broader MLS discussion, and maybe that's what we'll be doing towards the end of the year is broader MLS discussions. But I don't know many players that come to the league and don't love it. I think that this is a league where players get treated right and they get treated like superstars. And even if there is abuse at some points, like for the most part, like people are coming to see Marco Royce play, and there's an energy and a vibe with that. And like I think you're seeing that with like Muller had his debut this week, and it was a similar kind of tempo and energy. Like these guys don't realize the love that's here for them. So Marco's got it for sure. And I'm happy he's here, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, maybe we'll see him play a couple games with Ricky, and maybe they can kind of get into some flow state stuff.
Save them both for next year. Give them the super serum in the off season, and then
Put
let
'em
them
in
come back fresh together.
The
Put 'em in
cryo
the
chamber.
Alrighty, I don't want to start this one because I'm going to go pessimistic too quickly. So someone else jump in here.
Fuck Seattle.
Oh, we're still talking about that. The 4-0, the 4-0 or the upcoming Seattle.
This is the upcoming Seattle.
Okay, yeah. Well, we got to make it right for that 4-0. That didn't matter.
we
got it all out of our system. All of our losing to Seattle this year. Hopefully, we've got it all out of our system.
Jesus fucking Christ! I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think we got it.
I feel like the mentality.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like the mentality is a lot better this time. I wasn't there, but seeing the press conference, the quotes from players like Fagundes, Rio, Fagundes mentioned it straight up. The last time we played them, obviously, it went really, really bad. But he's looking forward to playing them again and changing the result. Like, I feel like it's almost good that it happened so recently. If we had lost like this maybe earlier on in the season, we might have just topped it up to a bad start or whatever else was going around. But that was just, a piss poor performance. The energy wasn't there. The commitment wasn't there. The team didn't show up at all. And to, kind of have the complete opposite of that against Pachuca, where the energy was absolutely there. The mentality was absolutely there. It's kind of like the perfect contrast. We know how to lose against this team, and we know how to win against another solid team. So let's go ahead and do that second thing. Let's go ahead and win, give it everything we freaking got. And again, we're just playing with, there's just something to play for now. And I think that's really what it all stems down to. And the players are going to have the right mentality for it. So I think it's going to be a different game. Still a difficult one because, Seattle, if they're one thing, they're organized, they're clinical, surgical, all of those words you could use. They look a lot like 24 Galaxy in some ways, the way they just rack up score lines and play some good football. So it's going to be a challenge, absolutely. But if we can, maybe take it a little bit easy over the weekend, kind of rotate like we did against Miami, and make sure that we're ready to give 120 against Seattle, I think it'll be a heck of a game. I'm pretty sure it's going to have Western Conference final vibes, especially if Ricky's in the stadium, So it's just, I don't know. It's a difficult one, obviously, but one that I think we can show up for. This last performance gave me, a lot of hope. That can be a dangerous thing, but I think I've seen for the first time in a long time that these players care, that they have, they can play with balls, cojones, whatever you want to call it. They have it, and that's what we're going to need against a team like Seattle. So super, super interesting matchup. Really interesting when you think that we play them again in like less than a month in September.
Jesus Christ.
So we're going to have a lot of Seattle in these couple of weeks, but this is the one that matters. So
I've had enough of them.
With them. Exactly.
No more orcas.
This is the one that matters. So we'll take this one. Cool. They can take the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll have this one. We'll take Wednesday.
I want to save my preview thoughts for Tuesday because we'll be back Tuesday to preview this, and maybe we can get a little more into the weeds tactically on how the fuck you beat Seattle and how do you break down that system that they've got. I should probably stay consistent on the idea that if you get punched in the face, like you have to respond at some point. Every time we've got punched in the face like that this season, we've had a response for it. Whether that was 7-0, we had the game in Philly, which we played much better. And and throughout the season, we've had a couple of really terrible losses where we've bounced back. So hopefully, mentally, they can get up for it, and
Yeah. Use it
hopefully
as
Yoshida's
fuel.
back and stuff, and we can just look, man, one win, and
I
we
think-
somehow could be wooden spoon winners and get CONCACAF
And
Champions
a
Cup.
trophy.
That's so crazy.
How fucking
I
crazy
think-
is that?
I'll take it. I'll
Yeah.
fucking take it
Yeah.
any day of the week.
Yeah, Sam.
I
You
mean,
know what we're gonna
honestly,
say?
if we win
Mhm.
League Cup, I kind of do hope we get the golden spoon, the wooden spoon, just for
For
meme
comedic
purposes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone's saying that we're shit. We could be like, did y'all win a trophy though?
But did you win?
No.
Take
We
that,
are still
Arsenal.
currently on the table to win 2 trophies, not
Yup.
not one.
No,
Yep.
true,
Mm.
true.
2 trophies,
The
and we
wooden
can say
spoon.
we rule over both the America and the Mexico.
That'd be the funniest treble of all time. Leagues Cup, Campeones, and the wooden spoon. I
Wooden
love
spoon.
Mila,
What I
did you
was
have
gonna
something to say?
say, yeah, in terms of just that last game and going into the next game, Peck and Paintsel were not bad by any means, but it could have been so much better. I think both of them
Yeah.
were so wasteful, and they were good.
That's
So
been a theme
they are
lately.
less wasteful. Oh yeah, it has, but we can't afford it against
Yeah.
the Seattle team in this late of a tournament. So if that changes, I think we can steamroll a lot of teams. The issue with
Yeah.
the way we're doing, we're playing pretty good in spurts, but we just don't put them away. And we make
Yeah.
the chances. We make so many chances, and we don't put them away. If we put them away early, then these games are not as difficult to see out. And obviously, that just seems so simple. But it's the fact that we've seen it. It's not like we're asking something absurd from these players, something that we've never seen out of them before. We want them to just reach back to what they did last season and be a little more clinical, make the right decisions. It seems like they just continue to make the wrong decisions. And it's not like they're being selfish or selfless. It's just they're choosing to do those two things at the wrong times. When they need to be selfish, they're passing the ball, and when they need to shoot, that's basically the same thing. But you guys get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's basically all I wanted to say in terms of this Pachuca game going into the Sounders game.
I feel like that's so interesting though, just because last night was such like a shift from the norm. It's a game we dominated, but we didn't like rain chances on Pachuca. 5 shots total, 2 on target. And when you look at it like that, we were pretty efficient, 20% or a little bit more. I studied words, calm, not math. So you guys do the math for me, but that's pretty freaking efficient. And
I mean, I think that's a great point. But in terms of Pachuca, I did hear that their defense has been an important part of their team just this season in general. So I think in terms of playing a high quality defense like that, that is a lot of chances in a game like that.
Yeah, I see your
so
point, but I also
think-
see Andrew's. I feel like it's
No, yeah, I think they complement each other in a way. Is
Yeah.
kind of what I'm trying to get at. Like, yes, we did well to make those chances, but also it's such a high caliber defense that we're doing it against. So I think they complement each other in that way.
Yeah, I mean, you saw what happened against what was it? Was it Juarez or one of the
Tijuana?
first game? Tijuana, yeah, Tijuana. Like, that was I think a better example of their wastefulness. That was like
Definitely.
a billion chances, and we put a third, maybe a fourth of them away.
It's getting better. We need it to be
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. To win this
Yeah.
tournament, we're gonna need it to be perfect.
Yeah, we've
Just
lucked
in
out
general,
with
we've been
playing. No, I
We've been
was
playing
gonna
the
say. I think we're gonna say the
MXC
same
team.
thing here. Yeah,
we have to play an MLS team. That's what's
Yep.
happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that makes me scared a bit.
every time I think about it, my brain.
We're
goes
at
to
home
this.
again, though, no? Or are we away?
We're at home.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't
don't.
matter
How
if
are we
we're
at
home
home?
or
Aren't they
away, we're
seated
playing.
above us?
No, because we won a cup.
No,
Ah.
You can have that, Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to save any more preview stuff for
yeah, definitely.
Tuesday because I think it's going to be all about Peck and Paintsel. Because if those two don't show up, we don't win. We just go home and play a third place game for a CONCACAF Champions Cup spot.
That's a big game still.
I
That's
can't
a
believe I can't
think
believe
if
they've
we
done this.
if we get knocked out in the semis though, I think I don't know, that third place game is going to be rough.
Yeah, because it's either against Orlando or Miami, and I
Yeah,
bet you low key, if it was Miami, you're probably sitting a little more pretty because Messi doesn't play. So
Yeah, he's
we'll
probably gonna.
we'll save that for the final because that's who we're playing in the final. Booking it now. We have to go take down Messi. We got to go take down Messi. That's my.
Well,
that's
you know
my
they're gonna
thought.
rig
Just
it.
gonna
They're gonna
return
rig
like
it
the
for their boy.
Undertaker.
Yeah.
It's
According
gonna
to the
be-
rules.
Oh, they're not
What's
gonna have
it
him. Are they gonna have a manager?
Well, he's going to be calling in from the
Yeah.
stadium because
He's gonna be on the
apparently that's
live
not in the
stream.
rules
Sebastiano get
anywhere.
banned?
No one. They haven't even said anything about it. They're just. I
What
guarantee they're just
happened?
gonna act like they didn't see it.
He got sent
What
off at
happened?
half, and then
Okay.
he went into like the coach's box that they have,
And
like up
it was
there,
like blatant.
and was just on the cell phone, just
Yeah.
talking to
You
their
can do
assistant
that,
coach.
can't you?
And he was just
No, you can't do that.
no, you can. It's not in the
I've
rules that
seen
you
people
can't.
do that
It's
for
stupid that you can't.
years.
That
There's-
makes
I'm
no
pretty sure.
sense.
There's prohibited means of communication,
Yeah.
and I guess a phone call isn't a prohibited mean of communication.
Really, that's interesting.
Which is-
Interesting.
Which is the most ridiculous thing. If your coach gets sent, he shouldn't be allowed
What
to
other
talk to
ways
any
of communication are there? Was he going to send
No,
like
no,
a
no,
pigeon or
it's
something?
because-
Like,
I've seen them send notes, honestly, but I don't know.
mean,
Phone
I
call,
don't
phone
see
call
the-
seems like it's defeating the
the-
whole fucking point.
Mm,
That was
I
I
mean,
mean,
whatever.
what? You're banned from the stadium, but like that's or like that area, I guess.
You're
The
banned.
area.
pitch.
No,
You're banned
you're
from
banned.
the pitch.
You should
So
just not be
I
able
don't
to have
see an
the
issue. What if he went home real quick and fucking turned on the TV? Like, you can call from home. And
No, I just don't think you should be able to have an involvement in the game once you get sent. That's the whole
I
point.
don't know. I think the whole point of the coach being sent off is so that that presence in the tactical area is gone. And the presence is gone if he's on a phone call. It's him FaceTiming the players on the sideline is not going to do anything. So I think in terms of him being away from that technical area, like that the purpose has been completed.
You're messing up the agenda here. It's everyone. Stop speaking logic, dude. That's not how this works.
yeah, mute him, dude.
I'll mute myself.
Yeah. On that note, Andrew, please plug your stuff, and then we will get on out of here.
Yeah, appreciate it. We're on Twitter, X. I'm only going to say Twitter. It's NGF Andrew there on the screen. You can see a little bit of our new article. Just put one up today covering, last night's fantastic game. Feel free to check that out. If you want to go to the website directly, that's Los Angeles Sports Nation. Feel free to subscribe there for free. Get those articles straight to your inbox. Try our best to do some pretty good, honest coverage, and, hope you enjoy it. And, yeah, we're here every week with Mila, Dylan, Derry, and the boys. Classic Cosmos. This is where, you can see our pretty faces. So, yeah, looking forward to talking about hopefully a win next week.
Hell fucking yeah. Cat in the video. Super Mila, Super Dari, Super NGF Andrew, and Super Dylan. Clash of Cosmos, episode 25. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Ballet, Highland champions. They're going to go alone. Still back. What a goal. It's 6. They just cannot stop scoring. The volley from Votto. Yes. San Jose carved open with a world-class pass from Ricky Pooch.
Glittering Galaxy, and Landon Donovan is the match winner.